Hey everybody, Inspirational Brad. Let me adjust this just a little bit because we're sitting here in this little alcove, little area. Rod. I'm interviewing Rod. Rod didn't even know this area was in here. It's cool. This tower is the only tower that actually has this little alcove in it. So, and it goes out to the pool area. And anyway, Rod has been here how many years?
On and off, man, about 11 years, on and off.
Look at that, man, 11 years. And he lives in this same tower. And I told him we're just gonna shoot by the hip. He's gonna tell me why he's here in the Philippines.
I think, man, it actually started when I was in Iraq, working with KBR as a contractor, as they know it here is called. And funny story, I would always, on my R&R vacation, I would always go to Thailand.
Okay.
And
which a lot of people from here do.
Yeah, I would go there. One episode happened in Iraq where I was transferred to another base to work to sub for a foreigner that was going on vacation. And I flew in one night on the chopper. Of course, this area that I was going to they call it the hot area. Never been in that type of atmosphere. Got off the chopper one night, and Filipino guys came to greet me. Sir, we're gonna take you to your hooch, which is your room.
Yeah.
Next morning, they picked me up. I go into the office to do my reports, and they were like, "No, sir, we'll do this." I mean, just very hospitable. I'm like, "Oh, no problem. I'll let you guys go ahead and do the work. I'll just chill." A couple days later, they were starting to warm up to me. "Hey, have you ever been in my country?" I'm like, "Nah, man. I heard your country was dirty, man." Misconception.
Total misconception, and this is why this interview is so important.
Yeah.
The Philippines, look, everyone on YouTube who's talking about all the crap that's going on in this country and it's just to get you to watch their video. They are out and out lies. The Philippines is a very kind, very honest, hard-working people. Now, if you want to go look for trouble, you can go find trouble. You can find whatever you want here in the Philippines, and it doesn't take hardly anything to find anything that you're looking for.
Correct.
But the country is cracking down on all of the quote foreigners that are coming here and causing trouble. There has been a huge crackdown and a huge cleanup of all of you people around the world that want to come here and cause trouble. It's okay to come here and have fun, but you need to respect this country, because these people, they work 7 days a week, 18 to 20 hours a day, just to make a living and survive.
Correct.
Isn't that exactly what you're seeing here?
Yeah. And again, just to kind of go back into that, an episode that happened, I noticed the compassion and these are guys. I'm in all my environment is just guys.
Yeah.
And they were just so compassionate. And I look how the brotherhood was amongst each other, how they were taking care of each other. And something happened. It was a incoming grenade and rocket launchers that came in, and I'd never been in that type of atmosphere. And boom, the whole building shook and dust, falling down, and I fell, and my arms and knees were scraped up, and I'm looking up, and these guys are just calm. These guys are calm. They, sir, you okay? And I'm just shaking. Yeah, I'm okay. I felt something at that time that made me realize, you know what, I need to really understand what the Philippines is about.
You need to investigate the Philippines.
2 days later, I softened up. I was like, hey, yes sir, yes sir. So tell me about your country.
Come talk. Come talk.
Tell me about your country. And they gave me, I was kind of acclimated a little bit before I even got to the country. I had a situation where I, again, was working abroad, and I talked to my accountant. He said, hey, if you stay out of the country for a few more months, some of your penalties or your old debts will be erased. So I knew exactly where I was going.
Right.
So I took my vacation and went to the Philippines and told some other guys, hey, come on over here with me. This is not what you think it is.
Right.
Convinced them, and we all landed here. We stayed here for about a month or two for vacation, and I didn't go back.
And that's, and that's what I'm finding. I don't want to go back to the United States. And so many other people that are experiencing the same thing because of the hospitality that's here. It's not just hospitality, folks. The cost of living. And yes, there are all these little hidden costs and so many things that you don't take into account for, like having to get a Jeep ride or ride on a trike, or you want to catch the tram system to go someplace. Plan for it. It's not gonna break you. And you're talking about pennies.
Yeah, just put the time is really the thing. The time.
I walk personally, I walk probably about 20 miles a day, just around Quezon, just to go to the places that I go to. And I have found that everywhere I go, even in the back streets, the places that they tell you are so unhospitable, and ooh, you don't want to go there, and oh, you don't want to go down there, especially at night.
I've done all that. I mean, actually, that's where I was embraced more. In the slums, where the settlers are at, I was embraced more, and I learned
exactly, because
I learned how to survive.
Right.
I learned how to survive.
Right.
That's what I learned.
So, let's talk a little bit about, let's breach a subject matter that, and I know that you've been burned by, we're going to talk about women just a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's a subject matter that really needs to be embraced, because they promote so much about the women in the Philippines, but all they talk about is the dark side of the women. And trust me, the women in the United States are worse when it comes to getting even and taking advantage, manipulation. So let's talk a little bit about women and your experience. You don't have to give me the dark experiences.
That's a whole nother episode.
Okay. What have you found to be the real truth behind the women in the Philippines? Your experience.
Positive note. Very caring, very lovable, very genuine, and they will go out their way to make sure they take care of you.
No doubt about
Make
that.
sure they take care of you.
No doubt about that.
If you ever had a mother that loves you,
Oh, wow.
that's the female version.
Well, and what I have found is it's not just the mother who loves you. You get a family.
Yeah, you get the family. Yeah.
You get this whole family that helps you and supports you, and man, you get in that family.
You're I mean, I've experienced. I mean, of course, I've dated a few ladies here, and my experience were, if you are with that woman, that family embrace you as family.
As family.
Yeah.
And but don't think that there isn't a little bit of a dark side to that also, because you need to use common sense in a lot of these things, because trust me, it is the Philippines, man. And that family will, no different than any other family in the United, their hands will come out.
Yeah.
If they know there's money there, they're going to use that to their advantage, but you have the right as a foreigner to say no.
Yeah, they don't ask for it directly.
No.
You feel obligated. You feel obligated because they make you feel valued.
Yeah.
But that also can be a manipulation tactic.
Well, if you're an honest, hardworking man and you understand how important this family is, you feel obligated.
Yeah. You don't mind. You really don't mind.
Not if you're giving it freely.
Yeah, you don't mind, especially if you're making American dollars and you know it may cost you $10 a day for maybe 5 people in a household between sisters, brothers, and cousins, and everybody ate off $10 that day. You don't really sweat that, you know. That's my experience.
Yeah. Now we're in an apartment complex here, folks. So, there are people wandering around. There's 2 different wings right here where this room is. So you might hear a little bit of noise in the background.
Like the elevator.
Yeah, and the elevator's right around the corner. So it's okay. We'll work around it. Now, the next subject matter: online dating, and everybody gets burned by online dating.
You have to be a good profiler. You have to really know how to profile and do online dating. That's another subject. I want to talk about the negative side.
We're not going to talk about the negative side, but
talk about the positive.
But you need to be aware.
The negative side comes with a story that I'm going to have a book later about that.
And we'll do that interview when he's getting ready for that. But before I came over here, there were so many people that the conversation in the United States was how bad the dating scene was in the United States. And all I kept hearing from women especially was the fact that they couldn't find a good man online. And what I found was it's kind of just the opposite here in the Philippines, but it's a 2-way street. That the foreigners that are over here that are online are worse than the women that are online, and the foreigners are taking so big of advantage of these women that are over here. You have to understand something. These women are making pennies on the dollar if they're lucky during the day. Pennies. And we've got foreigners over here that are just bleeding these people, these women.
Yeah, they have a lot of scams that are going on that makes the women apprehensive.
Yes.
Very apprehensive about the online dating. They're so, they're scared. They're scared. They've been burnt a lot too.
Yes.
They've been taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's very much a 2-way street here, folks, with the online dating scene. It doesn't matter what online dating app you're on.
That's true.
But if you're smart and if you pay attention to everything that's going on, you don't get caught up in that. And you know real fast if the person that you're communicating with is authentic or not. If they're always asking for gifts, get off. Get rid of it. Just be done with it, because you'll never make them happy, and all they're doing is they're on that for money. Okay? Now, let's talk about all of the different opportunities to experience things here that are here between, like, I just came back from Morocco.
You've done the tourist stuff.
Yeah.
The tourist stuff.
Boracay is very much heavily tourism.
Yes.
And the amount of foreigners that go to Boracay, I was absolutely amazed all the European foreigners that were in Boracay.
Flooded with
And the Koreans.
Yeah.
Koreans.
They love the sun.
Tour buses of Koreans pulling in, and what is it? El Nido, Palawan, Cebu. Oh man, Cebu. And there's a massive amount of foreigners, Americans, that are actually in Cebu.
Yeah, I lived there for 2 years.
How was that experience?
It was great. I mean, the people were nice. Of course, you're surrounded by the blue waters like Boracay. It was a really, really nice experience. It's very, very clean.
And cost of living?
Cost of living is it's compared to Manila. Depends where you want to stay.
Depends where you want to be at.
Yeah. Depends where you want to be at. I would tell any foreigner that wants to be here, my first lesson of spending and budgeting. You can spend pesos or you can spend dollars.
Ooh, isn't that the truth? I think that's very important to know, especially when you're used to spending dollars, but you have days or you have months where you really just need to spend pesos and you still can be comfortable. You want to eat, right.
You can do pesos. If you want to eat like you're in the States, you can spend dollars.
The thing about it is, for little of nothing, peso-wise,
$2.
you can eat a meal.
$2, maybe $2, $3.
$2 to $3 bucks.
Yeah, maybe $2 to $3.
Yeah,
that's with the locals.
You're right. Just follow the locals.
You follow the locals and see where they eat, how they eat,
and where
how
they shop.
consume it, where they shop.
And where they shop.
You can save a lot. You can spend food-wise per day. I mean, like I said, it could be $2, $3 a day.
Isn't that the truth?
U.S.
Yeah.
Pesos, we call it 200 pesos.
Yeah, 200 pesos a day.
Which is what, $2, $4 maybe?
About $4.
Yeah, $4. And that's expensive. That's expensive for a local.
Yeah.
When they would normally spend like 70 pesos, which is $1.
Yeah, they're only spending $1.
Yeah, they only spend $1, and they got a meal.
Right.
They got a meal.
A
great meal. Yeah, they got a good meal. It's your choice of what you see in the Cantina. Did I pronounce that right? If I didn't, I'm sure you locals will remind me that's not pronounced right. But there are so many different types of foods.
What's your favorite food?
Man, I gained so much weight on this a lot. Oh my God.
Tell me what your favorite food is.
I'm a spicy guy. I like Eagle Express. I would do some of the local soups, tinola. Man, it's so many.
I know.
It's so many. It's so many.
I had adobo.
Adobo is
just the other day.
Yeah, I know how to cook that. I mastered that one.
It was goat. Man.
It's goat?
Yeah, and it was. They didn't tell me that it was goat.
Oh yeah, they won't tell you until you taste it and then you ask.
And I'm sitting there, and on about my third plate, I said, "Man, what is this?" Because
it's tender.
It's not tender. Oh man, it just melted in my mouth.
Yeah, the food is excellent here.
And it was the guy who cooked. It was the man who cooked it. It wasn't the woman who cooked it. It was the man.
Yeah.
And it was over in Antipolo.
Okay. Yeah. I'm very familiar with Antipolo. That was like one of my first real communities. I worked with. Shout out to Santa Lucia Realty. That's my community over there, along with Mr. Robles and Attorney Prado and the whole gang over
Fabulous.
there. That's my community, and that's in Antipolo area.
I love Antipolo. In fact,
Yeah,
I did a video over there of the museum that's at Cloud 9. And it got like.
Did you do
the cable?
Yeah.
Cable bridge. Yes, we did it at night, and the wind was coming up, and we were swinging.
This guy's acclimated.
Yeah, got the experience.
He's acclimated very fast.
I got the experience, man, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I love the Cloud 9 experience that's there, the hotel that's there. They've got a swimming pool that's there, and most people don't even know that exists.
Yeah, they have a lot of hidden areas that you don't know about. They don't
Well,
even advertise them.
And if you go off of the Cloud 9 property across the street,
Did you see the clip, the mountains,
Right.
with the restaurant?
Yes.
And then you look over and do the. Okay, yeah.
And all.
Did you do that at night?
Yes.
So you saw how beautiful it was.
Oh my goodness! And all the view.
This guy has done so much in a few
Well,
months.
I got taken by locals,
That's what happened.
so I got to experience that.
Is that place? I don't know the name of it. It's almost like it's like a pub. I can't think of the name, but I've been there several times. You sit there you just sit outside, and then at night you can see all the skylight.
Yeah,
It's just lit up.
the place, I can't even remember the name now, the place we went to, but you're literally sitting on the side of the cliff
Yes.
in one of those bamboo huts.
Yes.
And every one of the bamboo huts has a karaoke machine.
Yeah. This guy is, you've done it. You've done it.
I'm going to tell you right now, karaoke on the weekends is a Filipino tradition.
Very much so.
Especially on Sunday, because these Filipinos, they work all week long, and they spend time with their family from Saturday night through Sunday to usually Sunday morning. And if you're gonna go party, if you're a party animal, you find a local Filipino, and I'll tell you right now, it is very hard to stay up with them. They work hard, but man, do they play hard. And I have the utmost respect for everybody, because it always takes me 2 to 3 days to recover after spending time with a Filipino.
Man, I had my first birthday thrown by a Filipino.
Oh my.
And it was something to experience. I never tried, they have a local drink called the Berador. And boy, it's a brandy, right?
Yep.
It's a brandy.
Yep.
And, it's a local brandy. And
Yep.
I mean, you could just be walking down the street and somebody see you like, hey, come take a shot.
Come take a shot.
And you have, basically you have
There's no way you don't
you
say,
can't, you can't turn it down. You can't, it's disrespectful
There's
you
no
turn
way.
it down. You have to go there.
Yeah.
And
I
did
was
you try Balut? Have you got you done that yet?
And I got a story about Blue, man.
I did. My story was on my birthday. I was already drunk, okay? And a friend of mine, he was like, "Hey, won't you try Balut?" And I was drunk. Like, come on, let me.
It's pronounced balut. Okay.
Balut.
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 And it's egg. It's an egg that they heat and cook the bird inside.
And it's different days of that bird between, between a few days, a week, but it's like days.
Yeah, my story is I was traveling to Belora Aurora, and we seen this little place. I got so sick. I spent 3 days in a hotel, and everybody else left me.
I've done that before too. I think my first trip was to Palau, and I never saw Palau. I think I had food poisoning.
Yeah, mine came from the Balut.
Mine wasn't from Balut.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine
Anyway,
came from.
but I eventually made it down to and I can't even pronounce it right, because everybody gets mad at me when I pronounce it.
Try it.
Belora Aurora.
Belora. I can't now I can say Belora Aurora.
Yeah.
Belora Aurora. Okay.
It's where the typhoon that they had, it practically wiped that part of the island out. It's the everybody talks about the areas that all the surfers go to.
Okay.
It's like 10 hours over the mountain here to the ocean, here from Quezon City.
So that's south.
Yeah.
So I've never been.
You go through the
I've never
military
been
base
south.
and you go by all the golf courses and you go out that direction.
Yeah, you've been south a lot. You've been,
Yeah,
and
and then-
I've always traveled north. I never really experienced a lot going south.
Yeah, one of the guys that I hang out with here in this complex, he grew up there.
Wow.
And so I got the opportunity to go down there and actually experience the whole town. But one night we were in the bar, and I actually got some footage, and then there's a whole nother episode of footage that I took that there's no way I'm going to ever upload that footage. Because there's 4 bottles of brandy involved.
Oh, man, I know.
And everybody at the bar, and they're all locals, okay, that are at the bar. Okay, and the guys that I'm with, they all went back to the hotel. And here I am just shooting footage, and they keep passing out bottles of brandy. Well, little do I know about, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and they said, let's go. They're closing down the bar and the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, hey, let's go dancing, let's go dancing, let's go disco.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my God. They take me to a local disco in Valor, and it's all locals. And it's asses to elbows, man. And this was nothing but a non-stop party.
Yeah, you did it the Filipino way.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was just non-stop party, and these people are just looking at me just, wow, where did you come from? What's going on? Of course, I didn't film any of it because there's no way in the world I was going to expose any of that. But the Filipinos, man, they party like you would. The locals party like you would.
You agree, right?
And here's one right here walking down the hall.
So yeah, you get that.
So if you ever get to experience that,
You should.
you need to experience that.
And it doesn't cost you much
No,
at all.
no, you get out of Manila
Yeah.
and you go into these what they call provinces. I mean, Quezon City is to me it's a suburb of Manila, even though it's its own area.
It's the biggest area besides Manila.
Yeah, but you've got all these other areas that surround Manila, and they all just bleed into each other. And there's all these little sub-cities that exist in each one of these, and the way you figure out which sub-city you're in is by the shopping mall.
Yeah. You know what? They have a mall everywhere. I've never seen so many places with malls and basketball courts.
Basketball courts and
Churches.
and churches everywhere.
Lots of
No
churches.
doubt about the churches.
Lots of churches.
You know, we because you're from the United States, and the United States brags so much about how much shopping that they have. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
You identify the area by the mall. Like, what area you live in?
Right.
Do you know this mall? Oh,
Right.
okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how,
If you think your dollars don't go very far, you come here
Yeah.
and you buy in pesos, and you'll see just how
You stretch it. You
Yeah.
can really stretch your dollars here. I don't know if you have colleagues or friends that want to come here and do investments and things like that, but they can be very comfortable here. I mean, live like a king, as they would say.
You can live very comfortably
Yeah.
here if you're smart with your money.
Yeah.
So what are your plans, man, for the future?
I kind of retired early, but semi.
You still have fun, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, you have to work hard and play hard too, but for the most part, I do have a BPO business here. That's a huge industry here, and it's also giving locals jobs, which, the companies that I work with expand in the U.S. We have expand Philippines, so we do back office work. So I'm kind of building that back up. Because I was once in Cebu, which that's a part of the next story of the.
Yeah, we'll have another interview.
And that's a part of the book and that transition of the downside, the bad side of the.
Because it's not all fun. It's not all fun and games.
No. It's a rough place. It's not all peaches and creams as you would think. There are some tough times that you will come across, and like anywhere else, U.S., wherever you live at.
Look, You could be invested in the stock market right now in the United States, and you'd be losing your ass.
Yeah. So,
And nobody ever blinks an eye. So it all depends on what you want to be invested in. You do your homework.
yes.
You build relationships.
Yes, that's important.
With
very important.
good people.
Yeah, that's very important. Also, with those relationships, give back. Give back. I mean, I've given or sponsored certain kids programs, and I got certain churches and done those type of things, and those favors come back to you later.
It always comes back.
And it has for me, and that's a part of another story that I will mention. Even thinking about it, I get emotional about it because I've been through some personal things, and if it wasn't for my community like Santa Lucia Realty and the kids programs that I sponsored and those relationships, I never would have made it this far to be able to tell the next chapter.
Well, you know what? That's what we'll talk about in our next episode.
Yeah.
We'll get some time to recover on this one.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about giving back to the community in the Philippines.
Yes, that's important.
And how important it is, especially as a foreigner.
Yeah, because you're here in their country and they look up to you, you know?
You're here using their resources.
Yeah, you have to be able to do it. It has to be genuine. It has to be genuine.
It has to be.
Or you will be taken advantage of.
They will fish you out.
Yeah. If it's not genuine, you will get sucked up.
They have a method of fishing everyone. You know, they cast the line, folks. So we'll talk about that in the next episode.
Hey,
Okay?
can't wait.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thank you, my friend.
We ran
And my neighbor.
we ran into each other.
And it's been a pleasure.
And we've just slowly been doing this, talking about sitting down. Doing
So many stories I have, man. So many, you know. We'll get back to
We'll get back. We'll have
stories.
a couple episodes on
great.
this, and we'll promote this, and it'll do very well. Remember, folks, be inspired in everything that you do. Search for happiness daily, and no matter what you do, find joy and happiness. And until the next time we have this discussion, and we will be back. Thank you for being with me. Inspiration by Brad. Have a great day.